Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm reporting from Polish train. In fact, it's not really Polish train, it's a Czech train in Poland. I thought I would check it out, what a Czech train is doing in Poland. It goes all the way from Prague, which is the capital of the Czech Republic, the former Czechoslovakia during the time of glorious Soviet Union, all the way to Warsaw, which is the capital of the Warsaw Pact in the time of the glorious Soviet Union. Sing something, Margaret. Come on.
I won't sing.
Janis Kiki.
Nothing.
Please sing.
Nothing.
Please sing Janis Kiki.
Skitchy.
Skitchy. Yes, Skitchy?
Not here, not right now.
Please sing something from Janis Kiki. It's a very nice train. It's a nice people in this train. Gentlemen singing for them an opera, O mio bambino caro.
Mio bambino caro, yeah.
Come on, please. I sing a little bit, you join me, okay?
Yeah.
Go on, please, join me a little bit. You don't mind being on train?
Yeah, I mind.
You mind?
Tak.
Let's have a look at the window. That's quite good. This is going to a very
Yeah, this is better view.
Okay. Okay. Okay, it's not looking at you now, it's looking out the window. You can just sing
Nie.
with me. Please sing with me.
Nie w pociągu.
What's the matter? You think they will get rid of us for singing on the train?
Ale krępuje.
What?
Krępuje mnie to.
What? I don't understand. You're not saying it loud enough for everybody to hear.
Nie chcę.
Okay, you're a very shy lady.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, that's the. As soon as there's anything nice outside, I get more of a kind of reflection of the windows and what's going on outside. I have to put my hand here or something and stop it. It's really very strange. It's almost surreal. Oh, that's better. Okay, really very strange. Anyway. Sure you don't want to sing something?
Not now.
She doesn't want to sing because it's in the train. She thinks she's going to disturb the other passengers. See what a cultured young lady that was. I wish I was so well brought up like that, but I'm not. We're probably going about 300-400 miles an hour. Well, maybe not that fast. I have a real writer's block today. I don't know. Now I'm out of focus because I focused on infinity. And I'm just about back in shot again now. I have a bit of a problem of writer's block today. I want to rant about something, but I can't really think of anything to rant about. I could rant, for example, a little bit about smoking. Like I like ranting about smoking, but I can't really do it because nobody's smoking. The train is a non-smoking compartment, which makes me very happy. But this morning I want to tell you about something which happened in the hotel breakfast. I was eating breakfast with a guest and somebody started to smoke a cigarette, and I couldn't continue with my breakfast. So I took my cup of coffee and the yogurt and I went to a different place and I had my cup of coffee and the yogurt with my guest in another part of the hotel. And of course the waitress is running out and saying, why you take your coffee, why you take your breakfast to another part of the hotel? So I have to explain like to a little baby, you didn't give me the chance to have a smoke-free breakfast in your hotel, and that means you have to go running after me to clear up my cup coffee and my cup yogurt. Yeah? If you don't want to do this in future, give me the chance for smoke-free breakfast. Take away the cigarette if somebody light up in the breakfast room, and it is not nice. I can't eat my food when there is somebody there giving me cancer. So this is what I don't want to accept. I can't accept it. Это я не буду принимать. Not going to accept it. And I hope you don't either. We got to be firm. Anyway, I don't want to give the impression that the hotel was at fault. Really, I don't think the hotel was really that much at fault. I want, of course, to propagandize the cause of anti-smoking everywhere I go, but in fact, I have to praise the hotel as well. Very clean, nice hotel it was. And I have to tell you, yesterday I played a little game with my colleagues before we go into the restaurant. We didn't eat all day and we were so hungry we could have eaten a dog. And of course, I don't mean it literally. We wouldn't really want to eat a dog because, you know, those times are gone. Anyway, we wanted to go and eat, and before we went, well, we were just in the corridor gathering our thoughts to go to the restaurant. I stopped my colleagues and I say, okay, let's play a little game. What would you like to eat out of all the things which are available in restaurants? If you could have the choice of anything you've ever eaten, what would you like to eat? And one of my colleagues, the lady you just saw, she said she would like to eat a soul. Obviously, I don't mean like a human soul. I mean the soul which is like a fish in the water. Yeah. She wants to eat the soul, sola. Okay. In a nice with potato chips, something like this. And my other colleague, the one who looked like Vladimir Putin, he said that he would like to eat a fish as well. And then I decided, yes, I would like a fish too, but I want to have a fish and chips with vinegar on the chips, and just unlike the English way, you know, because as we all know, English is second best cuisine in the world, only taking second place to Soviet cuisine. Okay, so basically I wanted to have my fish and chips done the English way. So we went to the restaurant, and amazingly, of course, it was like a dream to go in there expecting these things, but at least you have an idea what you want, and you can really see afterwards whether you get it or not. It's like a little bit like pretending to play the lottery when the lottery results come on television. You know, you say 17, you didn't buy a lottery ticket because you're not that stupid, right? I hope my viewers are not so stupid like buying lottery tickets. I'm sorry if I offend you, anybody, because you know, it's your money. You can throw it away if you like. I mean, I checked a 100 ruble note in the fish tank one time, remember? So I can't really say to you anything if you if you buy lottery tickets. It's no problem. Okay, you spend you spend your money on what you like, but okay, but basically you stop making me laugh, okay?
Same to you.
Okay. Basically, it's a little bit like doing the lottery ticket. When you say 17 or 19, you shout it at the television screen and you see whether it came up or not. And then, if of course you get all 6 right, yeah, then you feel very bad you didn't buy the ticket. But don't worry, it's not going to happen. So you can feel good that you didn't buy the ticket that way, yeah? Usually. So anyway, can you imagine how hard you'd have to kick your own backside if it actually came up and you guessed it all right, but you didn't buy the ticket? You never would forgive yourself, right? Okay, but still it's better not to buy it, believe me. I did the mathematics, I know. So Where you think they got the money from to fund the London Olympics? Out of people not winning. That's where. Okay, so yeah, they said they were going to give it to charity. Wasn't that a joke? Anyway, what they've got. What I'm trying to get around to is that it was like doing that, like buying the imaginary lottery ticket, playing that game before going to the restaurant, and we all got what we wanted. Can you imagine it? It's really remarkable. In Soviet Union, nobody ever got what they wanted, and now whatever you want, you can get. That's Poland. Well, maybe not all of Poland, but that particular restaurant was very good. I have to admit it. So I just put that in so you don't think that it was a bad hotel that I stayed in yesterday. Only 3 stars. But I have to admit they deserved 4 stars. Possibly 5, but I decided let's not go up to 5 immediately. Let's call it 4 stars. And so, you know, next time I go back there, probably during the night, I'll get a ladder and some paint and climb up and paint a 4-star next to the tree that they put on their roof. Okay, enough. I don't want to get sort of silly with this vlog. Okay, enough. Okay. In the meantime, I went to restaurant car in this place. It's called something like Jeditelny Voz or something like this in Czech language. And what they have there, in fact, is 2 Czech people making a Czech food. And the menu, oh, somebody just opened the door. And the menu is in all the different languages. It's in English, French, German, the Czech language, Slovakian language, Hungarian language. And I chose goulash, Hungarian goulash, made by Czech people in a Poland in the train. And the funny thing was, goulash, as you may know, is a Hungarian word, but in all of the languages in that menu, language after language, did say Hungarian goulash, but only in Hungarian. It doesn't call it goulash, it called it something called pörkölt. I really didn't understand why this word goulash, which comes from Hungarian, is goulash in every other language and not goulash in Hungarian. Maybe it comes from Old Hungarian, I don't know. Any Hungarians watching, please explain to me why that is, because I really can't account for it. Anyway, I'm not a Hungarian now because I have a good meal inside me. Good joke, eh? You probably think that Czech people are all very, very good looking, right? You've probably seen a few of these Czech models and these Ivana trumpets and what have you. But you travel on this train, you will get a reality check. Okay, because this lady will make a very good wife for somebody. She cooks great, and she will never be unfaithful to him. She will not have the chance. Even though she works on a train.
Cruel.
Oh, maybe that wasn't very gentlemanly. I'm very sorry. But she was a lovely lady, very lovely. But she certainly, if you think that Czech people are all looking great, then, you know, you can get sometimes, you know, the reality, like I say, Czech. Okay, no reason to do the same joke twice. Anyway, very nice. I just want to give you a couple of words of Czech while we are here on the subject of Czech and Czechoslovakian language. I've got a new theme tune coming in the background, somebody's mobile phone. Anyway, Czech language sounds very funny in comparison to all the other Slavonic languages, and I'll give you a couple of examples of how Czech fits in with the other Slavic languages. For example, in Russian, if you want to say good day to somebody, you would say Dobrý deň. Okay, got it? Dobrý deň. In Polish, the word is Dzień dobry. Got that? Dzień dobry. But the Czechs, they turn it back round again, and they have certain elements of Polish and certain elements of Russian and certain elements all their own work. They say Dobry dzień, like that. They have a very long E at the end, like that. Yes. And for example, in Russian, if you want to say goodbye to somebody, you say до свидания. Got that? До свидания. In Polish, if you want to say goodbye to somebody, you say do widzenia. Got that? Do widzenia. In Czech language, if you want to say goodbye to somebody, you say naschledanou. You got to say it like that. You got to make sure your voice is very flat, all on one note. Naschledanou, like that. Don't let it go up and down, or they will tell immediately you're not a Czechy person. Okay. Other examples of how words are traveling from place to place. Of course, in Russian you have the word for thank you is спасибо, but in Ukrainian they have a word дякую. It is coming from danken, from to thank in the Germanic root, and in Polish the word is dziękuję. Dziękuję. In Czech the word is děkuji, like that, and you have to hold that E in. It's got a little line over it to make sure you hold it for a long time. Yeah? And all the women in the Czech Republic, whatever the country come from, they have ova on the end of their names. For example, you wouldn't be able to say Mrs. Thatcher, so they call Mrs. Thatcher Pani Thatcherova. Yeah? And that is what it is like in the Czech language. And it is very interesting language, but it sounds a little bit like baby talk. If you are a Polish person or a Russian person, to listen to the Czech people, you can't actually withhold yourself from laughter. So you can just about understand what they're saying. And I won't go into certain of the faux pas you can make because of words which mean a normal word in Polish being extremely rude in Czech and vice versa, because there are a few of those, but I don't want to corrupt the readership at the moment. But it's interesting, you know, it's an interesting thing that you can look into if linguistics interests you. Okay, you can look it up. In Polish I could say można szukać tego, but you certainly wouldn't say that in Czech language. Okay, I already made Małgorzata laugh again. I'm finishing up now. It's getting a little bit darker outside, you can see. So I think I call it a day, but you know, it's interesting surroundings. Not everybody make a vlog in the train, so why not make the best of it? Okay, cheers.